It's abominable to me that people can just go, yeah, we're going to say this, that people killed their own daughter to make it look like, that it looked like she was in a terrorist attack in Manchester. I mean, it's so extraordinary. I can't even, I can't get my head around it.
I remember leaving, and Safia got my hand.
Yeah, she has a long pause here. So the question is she remembering or is she considering her words? Notice she was not holding Safi's hand, but Safi had got her hand. Again, you put yourself into the mind of the subject. Is she holding the hand properly or is she just grabbing it?
This hand, and she was pulling, jumping about.
Hand is repeated here, so it's there is some sensitivity. She was pulling, jumping about. She sounds like she's being a little bit of a nightmare.
Right, and we know that Lisa Roussos' other hand, the right hand, has an injury,
yes.
Right? I'm not convinced that was from the night. I suspect that may have been an accident which involved Safi and involved the mother's right hand before the night, because she does have a genuine injury on that right hand. I'm not convinced with her injuries to her legs.
It's also the way that you've been talking about the victim blaming. This is not a game. This is really serious. If you're accusing the people that have been through the worst trauma of being in on it and it's all a trick, then you are doing something unconscionably evil.
If there was an accident prior to the concert, maybe it involved her having her arm pulled or a hand pulled.
Possibly. There is a lot of sensitivity to it. But there's also something very interesting in the language here. It's the linguistic disposition that Lisa has towards Safi. That is how a person views another person, what their opinion is, and it comes out in language. It's not fantastic.
I don't believe Richard D. Hall's analysis of the Manchester Arena event. I think there's too many people involved in it. I think there was too many moving parts in it. And after watching his documentary, I don't see any evidence that it was a bombing, not a bombing.
I got hit with, they said shrapnel, so I got hit with shrapnel on my little finger. Right in the middle. It took a chunk out and there was only a few bones left on one side, and then I got a broken finger up here, and then I had to get a skin graft because whatever had hit my little finger had sliced off skin on my broken finger. I got a deep cut, which doesn't really look like a deep cut now, but it's only, just starting to turn back into my normal skin. I got a deep cut on my arm, and then I got hit in the bottom.
The other thing that strikes me about these sisters is I've looked at their Facebook profile and they don't strike me as Ariana fan type people. They might be, but just an observation. And the other observation I made was that I found out where they live, and they do have a very large hedge and a tree in their garden as well. So maybe she was cutting the hedge and did it with a hedge trimmer. Who knows?
She does speak about her injuries in this interview, and the way she describes them is quite reliable in the respect that she does have these injuries.
But to say definitively that the circumstances of the Manchester arena bombing, when you don't, is disgraceful in my view. You cannot make those claims if you do not have some type of insider-derived evidence, and he clearly didn't. So I think we always have to be incredibly careful.
How did they recruit these people? And all I can think of is that they've had spooks in casualty departments in the week before the event, looking for likely candidates, and then just drawing them into the narrative.
Potentially, yeah.
Let's finish this introduction with another visual gag. As you may know, I have recently completed a book and a film about the 2017 Manchester MEN Arena incident, which I am releasing on this tour. In order to celebrate the release, I considered getting a Manchester B tattoo, but I don't think I'm quite ready for the tattoo just yet, so I have decided to compromise and go for the Manchester B antenna.